Well, it seems remarkable, but it is true. Never before has a male professional team athlete in America come out publicly as gay. That is, until now. NBA player Jason Collins has revealed his homosexuality. The admission has been met with widespread support, including a phone call from the US president. Danielle Isdale has this.
Standing up, a big-time player in the NBA leaps into history.
The pro comes out.
His declaration has been met with widespread praise from across the sports world and beyond.
By telling Sports Illustrated, I'm a 34-year-old NBA centre. I'm black and I'm gay. Jason Collins made American history.
I think he's, going to make a huge impact on a lot of people. I think most importantly, a lot of young people.
At some point, as a person of great power and influence, as an athlete, you either stand for equality or you don't.
He does, and now he's saying so. That's a game changer.
It's not going to be too long before we see more players doing this, and eventually it's going to be a non-issue, which is a good thing.
Jason Ball is an out and proud Aussie rules player and an anti-homophobia campaigner. He believes the younger generation will stamp out discrimination.
They've been exposed to a lot more visibility around the gay issue and they're a lot more comfortable with it than we give them credit for. What they really need is that permission to be okay with it.
And that's up to society.
I think it's getting better, but it's getting better way too slowly.
This is the rugby union team Andrew Purchas founded, the Sydney Convicts. Most of the players are homosexual.
It was obvious to me that there were a lot of players who had stopped playing rugby because they didn't feel comfortable. And that rugby is such a fantastic sport, and we've had enormous support from the rugby community.
So much, Australia has been chosen to host the Bingham Cup, the world's biggest gay rugby comp, in 2014.
They'll still want to have a competition which they kind of feel special in, but I think that can still exist with in a society where basically the gay players can play in any club, whether it be gay identified or not, and I think that's what we need to be aiming for.
Well, Danny Isdale also spoke to former rugby league player Ian Roberts. Back in 1995, he became the first professional sports person in Australia to say publicly that he was gay.
Ian Roberts, thanks for talking to 10 Late. Do you find it incredible that Jason Collins is the US's first?
Well, no, I find it fantastic. There's always got to be a first, and I think it's about time. When I came out in 94, 95, I didn't think I was going to open any floodgates, but I didn't think it was going to be nearly 20 years before the next person came out. But, in saying that, at least now it's started.
Are you disappointed there haven't been more?
No, I'm not disappointed. I mean, that's not fair. Anyone who's going through that situation or dealing with it themselves, there are no right answers and wrong answers, and it's not for anyone to tell them when's the right time or when's, when isn't. It's very much a personal journey. I would just like to think that these sorts of situations make it easier for the next generations.
Do you think because of homophobia, is it getting harder for gay Australian sportsmen or easier?
I would have said easier, but I wasn't too long ago at the footy a few weeks back, and there was just a few things said there, which almost like brings you back into reality. Oh, it's still out there,
From just people in the crowd?
Yeah, it kind of brings you back. And I don't like to say that, but it's that's life too. I mean, that's a general population.
How would your life have been different if you hadn't made that decision to come out?
Oh, that's a tough question. It's once again I'll come back to what I said earlier. There's never a right time or a wrong time. It's just now, and I just think, for me personally, it wasn't an issue. I mean, it was the worst kept secret in rugby league. Everyone, at Manly knew I was gay. Everyone at South knew I was gay. Everyone in North Queensland knew I was gay. It was just that. It wasn't really an issue for me. It was almost it frees you up. It just totally takes the pressure off, and I would hope that's how this, it's going to have like a domino effect. Yeah.
Ian Roberts talking to Danny Isdale.